Now, as you know, I'm running for Mayor of Greater Manchester, and if I win next year, we're going to reopen all the CSE cases. Not, and I'm really talking about the people in charge. I'm going to be looking at every senior GMP officer and any senior GMP officer who neglected his or her duty is going to be fired. And I can't fire councillors as the MP, as the mayor, but we'll be highlighting and publicly shaming every public official who didn't do their job, who looked the other way or was incompetent or maybe colluded. They're all going to be publicly shamed, so then at the next election people can make a decision who they're going to vote for, because all this has been brushed under the carpet far too much.
Let me give you an example, Nick. A very, very recent example. I don't have to go back 10 years or 20 years. When Andy Burnham's assurance review, and by the way, it provided no assurance whatsoever. It was a sham of a review. But when Andy Burnham's assurance review was confirmed what had taken place, which was children were failed, it emerged that the way in which the terms of reference was set up was that the council who's been investigated decided what evidence could be seen. And it was the council responsible for identifying the victims and contacting the victims. The assurance review failed to speak to a single victim except one, and that was at the interjection of Maggie Oliver, who bypassed the council and went straight to the investigators and said, why are you not speaking to the victims? Now, the reason why this victim was prevented was a senior council officer, and it's in the assurance review. No one can sue me for this, Nick. It's actually in the details, but they hide it. They focus on the executive summary, which is rewritten and spun, but the details show all of it. In the context of the details is the chief executive of Children's Services claiming that the victim's mental health would suffer if she was interviewed, so he'd blocked it. He essentially blocked victims from testifying.
Those victims should have been asked, do you want to partake? If they say no because of my mental health, that's a valid reason for that individual, but not to have someone else impose what they think.
And let me take it somewhere further, Nick, for even beyond that. One of the victims in that report is referred to as Child A. Okay, Child A was contacted to say that she had been made reference to in the report, and she was appalled. They'd already written up what they were going to say about her. Child A found me. I had no contact with Child A. Got in touch with contact with me via Facebook or Messenger and asked me to share her story. I recorded her story on a podcast and just put it out there. And do you know what they did to Child A? They went and visited her and threatened her with arrest.
Under what law with the threatening?
Who knows? But this is a victim. This is a victim. Yeah, this is a victim of CSE visited by the police, and not only threatened with arrest, they also claimed that she was jeopardizing any future investigation into her perpetrators and other victims as well. So they put that on her as well. These are young women who've gone through hell, Nick. I disagree with Amanda Chadderton so much. She said you can't say it didn't destroy lives. Of course it destroyed lives. Of course it destroyed lives. And for anyone to even suggest otherwise is outrageous.